Yeah. I like the stage, so I'm going to be up here. I guess I want it. Who's falling asleep? Thank you for your honesty. Once again, man, everybody stand up. Everybody stand up. Everybody stand up. Reach for the sky.
Reach for your pocket.
So we're just up the door, and we're kind of crushed for time, so I'm going to make this kind of quick, fast, and effective, all right? Go ahead and take a seat at your leisure. And you guys know the last thing I want to do is put anyone in his I'll wait till you guys are done. Thank you. Hey, so we're not exactly doing VMAR stuff right now. Since I'm up here, we're going to do a little bit more about resiliency. Okay, so once again, resiliency is bouncing back in the face of adversity. When things go kind of haywire, it's how to continue to grow and thrive in the face of. Make sense? So we're going to talk a little bit about problem solving, but more along the lines of problem understanding. Okay, this model is a lot like root cause analysis. Has everybody heard that before? Root cause analysis? Getting to the problem's root, finding out how to understand the root of the problem so that you can start building positive solutions. Okay? So this model is really good for chronic problems, recurrent problems, interpersonal problems, things you see every day. Those are the kind of problems that we're really trying to focus on. Okay? So, go ahead, man. Bottom line up front, this is one at a time, so go ahead. Bottom line up front, the root cause analysis is something that is again, we're going to get to the heart of the problem so we can try and fix it. Go ahead, the next one. Critical information is something that we definitely don't want to miss. Okay? And also, next one, go ahead. We want to get away from thinking traps. Who remembers the conversation we had about thinking traps? Presentation we had about thinking traps. I got one hand. That's awesome. Good. All right. Asking critical questions to avoid thinking traps is going to help us understand problems, basically. Okay? And then again, we're building our mental agility. Mental agility is so that we can be flexible, so we can see other perspectives, so that we can grab onto the best ways to solve these problems. Okay? Go ahead. In order to be effective with problem solving, now we want to start focusing on why the problem is occurring. Okay? Before, with thinking traps and resiliency in general, we're always looking at who, what, when, and where. Now we're going to start focusing on the why. All right? Next one. And we want to find out contributing factors to these problems. Okay? Go ahead. We're going to evaluate the controllability, what we have control over, what we don't have control over, again, so that we can understand these problems. And then the last thing, we're going to try and figure out positive solutions. Okay? The first thing that we want to be aware of is our confirmation bias. Has anybody ever heard that? The confirmation bias is basically, if I'm trying to prove a point or get information, I am going to search for all of the information that justifies my point. Does that make sense? And I'm going to completely disregard any information that does not prove my point. Does that make sense? It's confirmation bias. All right. There is the Velcro Teflon effect. All right. Once again, if it's something that's going to support my cause, the Velcro is going to stick with me. That's what I'm going to be looking for. And if it's not going to be anything that I'm trying to prove, the Teflon, things just kind of fall off. For instance, let's say the example is I'm a good leader. All right. The information that I'm going to be looking for is things that prove that. Does that make sense? So, ambiguous information can be easily swayed. To prove or disprove any kind of a point that we're trying to make. All right? Are we actively seeking evidence with that confirmation bias? Are we looking for full spectrum information, or just, again, the information that's going to confirm or deny that point that we're trying to either confirm or not. With information that's either going to prove or disprove, we're going to look at it differently. Okay? And when do we stop searching for information? Do we stop searching for information once our point is finally made? Or are we going to find that whole broad spectrum of information? Okay. So, fight the bias. Try and stay away from the bias because that's not going to help solve the problem effectively and appropriately. All right? So the best ways to fight the bias is distance yourself from your own personal train of thought. All right? Write things down. When you write things down, you can see it, and it will be processed just a little bit differently. Okay? Avoid thinking traps. Again, those thinking traps are going to get in the way of what we're discussing. Consult with others. Try and find third parties. Try and find people that are not biased and have an objective point of view. And they're going to help, again, get that full spectrum of information. And then you can start identifying the bias. Okay? Now we're going to start solving the problem. There's 6 steps to problem solving. Okay? And again, we're going to go over this quick, fast, and fair. Step 1, all right, define objectively what the problem is. The who, what, when, where. We start focusing on the why. Okay? Again, use those critical questions. Again, to avoid thinking traps, but also to gather as much information as possible. All right? Next one, step 2. What are your heat of the moment thoughts? If there's a problem, what's the very first thing that pops into your mind? All right? The third step is now you want to bring in a partner. Bring in that third party, that unbiased opinion. Okay? Discuss back and forth what contributed to this problem. What factors were controllable? What did I contribute to this problem? What did other people contribute to this problem? And again, write this stuff down. Okay? What specific behaviors have contributed to the issue at hand? All right. The fourth step again with the partner is discuss the evidence. The evidence that is for and against these points that are being made in this problem. Okay? Revisit step 2 and step 3. Revisit those issues and discuss the real contributing factors. Record critical evidence. Okay. Step 5, list now all of the factors that you guys have compiled. List all of the files, or list all of the factors that cause the problems. And now step 6 is basically look for positive solutions. We're looking for positive solutions to achieve teamwork and also get good positive results. Okay? Yeah, that's step 6. Key principles. The key principles for the stuff is critical questions. Again, revisiting the thinking traps and finding out as much who, what, when, where information. Get as much critical information across the board as possible. The next one is avoiding confirmation bias. Again, not looking for things that are only going to support your point. Look for things all the way across. Next one is avoid thinking traps, obviously, and expand your mental agility. Okay? Some key points for problem solving. And the very last thing, as always, something good stuff. Let me hear 3 things. From you guys, 3 things that are good that happened today.
Last day of the week.
Good potluck food, man.
Oh, the potluck food for so much.
Yeah.
One more thing. What's a good thing that happened today?
Sunny outside.
Sunny outside. Physical training, PT. Awesome. My other good stuff was definitely Mike Mock's food that he brought from the potluck today. That's so absolutely good. Absolutely. Like I said, quick, fast, and effective. Questions, comments, concerns?